Hi everybody, I'm back here with Chapter 8 of Magic Treehouse, number 33, Narwhal on a Sunny Night. Chapter 8 is called Around the Fire. Are you serious? Said Annie. Leaf was the first European to step onto the North American continent, said Jack, 500 years before Christopher Columbus. No way, breathed Annie. Yes way, said Jack. Come along, Eric called from farther up the hill. Annie and Jack hurried to catch up with Leaf and his father. So, you're Eric the Red and Leaf Erikson? Annie said excitedly. Yes, Eric said. Before Annie could say more, Jack changed the subject. Why did you decide to live here in Greenland? He said. I wanted a new life, Eric said. People call us pirates, but I am a seafarer who searches for safe harbors where I can live with my family. I have found one here at the edge of the world. I named it Greenland. Why? Asked Annie. I mean, why do you call it that? Because the word is nice, is it not? Said Eric with a wink. I hope it would make others want to come live here too. The small group of people watched as Jack and Annie climbed to the top of the hill with Leaf and Eric. One of the women in the group stepped forward. She had long, blonde braids and a kind face. Who are these children, my son? She said to Leaf. My new friends, Jack and Annie, said Leaf. They come from far away. Leaf's mother smiled. Welcome, Jack and Annie. Come share our dinner with us, she said. She led them to the largest house on the hill. It was a long stone house with a steep roof made of grass. Leaf's mother ushered Jack and Annie through the door. She took Jack's and Annie's hats, gloves, and coats. She put them on a bench near the door. Jack put his wool bag there too. The Viking house was dark and warm inside, lit only with oil lamps. The windowless house was one long, narrow room. In the center was a fire pit. Smoke rose through the hole in the roof. The house smelled of fish and grease and animal fur. Eric and Leaf sat on low stools near the fire. Sit, warm yourselves, Eric said. Jack and Annie sat down with them. Leaf's mother stirred a black pot over the fire. Then she ladled food into stone bowls and gave them to everyone, along with wooden spoons. Thank you, said Jack and Annie. The food in the bowl looked like a milky gray mush. Jack was afraid to taste it, but when he did, he actually liked it. It tasted like oatmeal. Did you sail here with your family and friends? Eric asked them as they ate. No, it's just us, said Annie. Jack and me. But how is that possible? Said Eric. How did two children find their way here, alone? Well, Jack didn't know what to say. We have a map, said Annie. A map? Said Eric. A map, said Leaf. May we see it? Sure, said Jack. He put down his bowl and grabbed his bag. He took out their map. He unfolded it and held it for them to see. Leaf and his parents stared in silent wonder. Our land is south of here, said Jack, pointing. It's a long way south. It's, well, it's off the map. You used this map to come to Greenland in your ship? Asked Eric. We came in the treehouse, said Annie. Treehouse? Is that the name of your ship? Asked Eric. Well, sort of, said Jack. It's not much of a ship, but you guys have really great ships. We saw. Wait, your ship must be the best in the world, said Eric. 2 children sailed it alone to Greenland? I would like very much to see a ship such as yours. Oh, Jack caught his breath. Let's go see it now. Eric stood up. Can we please wait until morning? Annie said. We're pretty tired. Eric, let the children rest, Leaf's mother said. In the morning we will all go, the whole village will go, to see their wondrous ship. Come, Jack and Annie. She picked up an oil lamp. They all stood. Good night, Annie said to Leaf and Eric. Jack put their map back into his bag. Then he and Annie followed Leaf's mother to a shadowy end of the house. You may sleep here, she said. She pointed to 2 fur-covered benches against the wall. Thank you, said Annie. She and Jack climbed onto the benches, and Leaf's mother covered them with more soft furs. Rest well, she said. Keep the lamp burning so you will not be afraid. She put the oil lamp on the small table, and she left them. Jack, whispered Annie, we don't have a ship to show them. I know, he said. We better leave soon. After everyone goes to bed, we can sneak away. Right, said Annie. We can borrow Leaf's rowboat. She yawned. It'll be dark outside, said Jack, trying to keep his eyes open. How will we find our way? We can worry about that later, said Annie. Right, said Jack, closing his eyes. Let's just rest until Leaf and his parents go to bed. Stay awake. Don't go to... Before Jack could say sleep, he dropped off to sleep. There's the last picture of the chapter. Oops. And that is the end of our chapter. Hope you enjoyed it.